How's everybody doing? We're ready for a new sampler of some kind, because we're maybe not going to play the whole game tonight. I'll talk more about that when we start it, but tonight we're going to be trying out Sonic Dream Teams. This is an Apple Arcade exclusive game. You can only play it on Apple devices. As someone for years using Android, don't really have access to it when it comes to my phone side. Someone who uses Windows for his computer, still can't really do much with that. So recently, I got an iPad. This is what's going to let us play Sonic Dream Team tonight. And it actually came with some Apple Arcade time. So we get to try out the game, see how we like it. It could be possible we could play through all of it in one session, because it seems to be about a 3 to 4 hour adventure, somewhere around there. But we're going to be sampling it tonight. It's going to be a first impressions. No matter if we actually end up beating it tonight or not, tonight will be the only time we play it. I just want to try the game out for myself, see how it plays, and we'll see how long we play too, because it depends on my battery. How I'm capturing from my iPad, it only lets me capture HDMI output via one cable. I can't also hook up a charger, then it's going to kill the feed. So we'll see how long we can go on a battery too. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and swap over to the iPad screen. And layout's going to look a little funky because iPad's screen is also a little funky. It's not a true widescreen. It's not a true full screen. It's kind of like this weird in-between kind of square. So, looks a little odd at first. I'm going to let the cutscene play out for the beginning part of Sonic Dream Team. The level's kind of all over the place in the beginning. I don't want to talk over it because of how loud it could get. So, I'll just let it play out here. For a game that's on a mobile platform, that intro shouldn't go as hard as it does. That intro, man. Just really good looking. Not to mention the music's also great too. So, from what I hear, Sonic Dream Team was a game that was made exclusively for Apple devices first and foremost, due to Apple being a huge push to get this game on their service. So, because of that, there's a lot of Apple funding behind Sonic Dream Team. This is why it's still an Apple Arcade exclusive a year after it came out. But let's just jump into the game itself and see how it plays.
Now, to make my dreams come true.
Puppeteering a child? This is a new low, even for you, Doctor. I will not tell you again. You will never control the Reverie. Now release her!
You won't deny me, Guardian! No, the Dreamweaver's power should have been neutralized. Wait, what are you doing?
Time for Eggman to go night-night. That's literally what happened. Going to sleep. See?
Looks like your intel was spot on, Rouge. Thanks for finding this place so fast.
My pleasure, Sonic. Just don't forget my reward for helping.
Can you find a way to get them out of this thing, Tails?
I'm trying, Amy. It seems Eggman was using cream and cheese as a conduit to interface with that relic. I think he was trying to use them as a filter, maybe?
What's this thing even supposed to do?
1 second, Knuckles. According to the operational files, it can control dreams? Uh-oh.
Wow, this intro's so boring, everyone falls asleep. Hey Jared, how you doing?
Whoa!
I didn't feel like that needed to be a standalone cutscene, but alright.
Ugh, huh. I've heard of falling asleep, but that was ridiculous.
I am looking after your friends, but they will need your help.
I gotta get keys. Alright, let me turn around. There's a key. Easy enough. So this game is kind of a combination of different gameplay styles. So right away you can see we got a boost mechanic here, so Sonic controls very much like he does in basically every modern day Sonic game, the boost formula. He's got homing attack, he's got boost, he's got an air dash. So, par for the course here in this front. Now I will say, every once in a while you might see the frames dip. That has nothing to do with the game. That's just my adapter that I use to capture from this iPad. It's not the best, it's a very old USB-C adapter I actually bought for my Switch years ago. So it's not really designed for this. And I think that's why this is kind of a funky output. But hey, you make do what you got. The air dash in this game is very powerful, because as you can see, you kind of fly in the air for a split second. It's a lot more powerful downfield than like your standard homing attack styled air dash from almost any other Sonic game in the past 20 or so years. You also have the light speed dash, which is very easy to activate. Now what's nice is even though I'm playing this on a mobile device, this does support controllers, so I can just play this with an Xbox controller, no problem. This game also does have touchscreen controls if you were playing it on the go. So if I touch the iPad screen, you see you got yourself your standard control stick on the actual screen itself, and you got buttons here. They change depending on what you're doing specifically. Move the camera by just touching the screen. Like standard old control for a mobile game. But I prefer to play something like this with an actual controller. Oh, I got some like half-pipe shenanigans here. I don't know what that realistically do. Doesn't feel like I'm moving that much faster. But it does conserve my boost meter. And that's the portal. Let's get out of here. There you go. Tutorial complete. Easy enough. Music in this is really good too. Although that's par for the course for any of these Sonic games. Music is always top notch, even the mobile games. Oh, I got a statue. Okay, so there are collectibles in this from what I hear. This looks very godly. I don't really care for gold Sonic. It's like those gold amiibos Nintendo used to do back in the day. It's your standard figure, but just with a paint job. A little aggressive. So I guess now we go to the next stage, Scramble Shores.
Okay, Madam Disembodied Voice.
Yeah, hopefully you're doing well, Jarrett. Hopefully your holiday break was also
Here
good.
is-
Treated you nicely.
This is Reverie Haven, my home.
Whoa. Well,
I'm
nice.
doing good myself, though. Thanks for asking.
Likewise. I am REM, Dreamweaver and Guardian of the Reverie. You, Sonic, need no introduction. Now, I need your legendary heroism and skill to recover the Dream Orbs.
Oh, this?
These contain the power of the Reverie and allow me to dreamweave. With enough of them, I can get us through the twisted dreamscapes Dr. Eggman has constructed. This way, we'll be able to restore each of your friends.
Sonic! I knew you'd find us!
So I guess Amy's the
Well, I had
freebie.
some help this time.
I'm sorry, I'm not strong enough to free everyone yet. I've explained the situation to them, even though I cannot fully reach them yet.
Got a new supervisor job coming up.
Jill seems
Hopefully
to
that treats you
grasp
well
the
and not too bad on you.
Especially well.
From what
Always good you have
REM
more
has
work
told
lined up like this.
Dreamscape is locked down like a secured bunker. We can wave from the inside, but we can't get out.
Yes, I can use the power of the Dream Orbs and Dreamweaving to reunite you all.
So this space is almost feeling like how it did in Sonic Frontiers plot. The characters are trapped in a interdimensional loop, but they're still able to interact with the ones that are outside. So in this case now it's Sonic and
We
Amy.
need to hustle and grab those dream orbs.
Ari?
Yeah, he likes to hand out nicknames. It means he trusts you.
Hey Matt, how you doing? Alright, so now we have another character. Also, Shadow's just here because... Sure. Now, there's no actual plot reason for him to be here. He was added as an update, so he was never part of the plot. Just kind of, I guess, at one point randomly unlock, if that's the case. But he should be a speed character, just like Amy. From what I hear, there's 3 different types of characters in this. Speed, flight, and explorer of some kind. That's how I'll put it, because the treasure hunting characters, they don't really function the same as they do in Sonic Adventure 2. Wow, I got a lot of airtime with that. Did not expect that. Right now, we only have, I guess, the speed characters we have access to. It's just with Sonic and Amy. They basically both control the exact same. It doesn't matter who you pick. There's also a bunch of collectibles in these stages, but I'm not going to really be bothering with all of them. From what I understand, they're just for extra goodies. So things like the statues at the end. I feel like I probably could have just jumped off that rail and jumped back on it. And then from there, I could have went with the other rail, skipping this entire section. I wish there was a stomp, because there's no stomp in this. That would help me just get back on the ground real fast. Wall running? Yeah, I had a feeling. Momentum based though, so I can't stay up there forever. There we go. All the keys. Let's get out of here. Oh, there's a Tails/Cream section. Some sections will be blocked off depending on the character, but right now we can only go forward. I don't have a flight character. I think I need more air for those coins. I'll go left. Hang on. Now I'm going right. Music? Oh, it's 2 music notes. I gotta see what all the collectibles are when we get out of the stage, because there seems to be a lot of stuff to do. Oh, 30 blue coins. Jeez, that's giving me sunshine flashbacks. So, red rings, blue coins, and music notes is what we got. Interesting. Already got a lot. Well, I imagine that must be the back thing. Hopefully that heals up soon. Sorry to hear that, Matt.
Oh yeah.
So this must just be a challenge style mission. And that's it. Wow, simple. I was expecting more than one dream orb, but there was really not much to that. Okay. Sure. Well met to Amy, I guess. Now reach before time runs out. Okay, so now it's more of a time trial. Checkpoints must refill my time. Yeah, 3 seconds. Not much time. Must be better ways to get boost in this, because just getting those lightning bolts, it's not really great. Boost does refill over time on its own from what I see. It's just a little slow. The boost management is key for this. That's another area unlocked. That must be more challenges, because it looked like the same kind of map. If not, just an extension. Maybe in Act 2.
We have another part of the dream to explore.
Is this enough to free everyone else?
No. We still need to break down the security Eggman applied to this dream.
Correct.
And that's another thing about this place. This is a dream world created by Eggman specifically.
We must reach it first.
So that's why everything here is more Eggman themed. Now, let me go back to 1 real quick because I want to see. Yeah, you can continue on from here. You don't have to go on to the next area. But you might want to go on to the next area if there's a character unlock. So there's that. I'm capturing this from an iPad. Specifically, it's the 10th gen model. So this is what I hear is kind of like the treasure hunting sections of Dream Team, but not hard to find the crystals when you have a bunch of different icons on your map saying, hey, go over here. This is where an icon tells you to go. It's that easy. Is there a camera reset? Yes. Okay, thankfully that's a thing. Just click in the right stick and it'll reset your camera.
Oh yeah.
So it's just 2 more and they're over on the left side. That's easy enough. I wonder if this just instantly ends though when I get all the gems. We'll find out, because the last one. Yes, it does. Alright, cool. Simple enough. Kind of broke the mission a little bit when taking my nice shortcut. That works for me. I don't think... Is that a rank? Because I didn't get a rank at the end. Something tells me no. It's just a marker for the mission type. No, wrong way. Hey, there you go. There you go. So much for that being a shortcut, because I was trying to get a momentum boost. That left section looks like something to climb, so something for probably Knuckles and Rouge. Well, that was kind of a weird camera. It wanted to lock me into a loop that I was already past. Sure. There you go. So what does the leaderboard on this look like? Let me see. Ah, I'm number 1, as it should be. I know, let me look at global. Yeah, that's a lot more like it. 20,793rd place on the leaderboard. Let's go, he's on it. That's so far away. People are definitely optimizing this. That or hacking. How much? Oh, I can't even go all the way up. There's just that many different times. I'm not gonna try. That must be rankings, because, yeah, that gave me a B. Now I know how this works. Alright, let's move on to Act 2 of Scramble Shores.
Oh yeah.
I do wonder when we get our next character unlocked, though. Something tells me it's probably after Scramble, so be our next full world, probably. I will say, graphically, this game looks really good. And it doesn't even matter what you're running it on. Like iPad, iPhone, a Mac. This game is pretty well optimized as a whole from what I've seen. Now, for me, it defaulted to medium preset on the tablet, which I've played around between very low all the way up to very high graphics, and I barely can see a difference between it. So this game looks really good no matter how you have to play it. Although, if you mess with the resolution scale, it might look a little more chunky. That's the only time I saw the game not look as good as it could. Is if you have to mess with the resolution scaler, because I tried running this on an old MacBook. Oh, the game did not want to work on an old MacBook. It looked chunky and it barely booted. I saw like 3 blue coins. Didn't grab them. Only saw them. That's saying a lot for these collectibles.
Yo, Ari, what exactly is the reverie supposed to, you know, do?
It turns the dreams of the pure-hearted into reality.
So, someone could dream up anything, and you'd be able to make it happen in the real world? Interesting.
Rouge, don't get any bad ideas with your whole gem thing.
Huh? What does that even mean?
I am mandated by my creators to only grant the Reverie's powers to those I deem to be of noble and virtuous intentions. It was this rule that led the Doctor to kidnap Cream. He thought that he could trick me if he filtered his evil dreams through an innocent mind. I was not decisive enough in repelling him. In the end, the best I could do was trap him in his own dreamscape.
It's all good, REM. We'll get your powers back and we'll stop him. We always do.
He's not kidding, like we literally always do. Like that's a whole joke in Sonic Generations that fell flat on its face in the remaster. We don't talk about the remaster script here. Can I get a little closer before I do that homing dash? There you go. I don't want to go too much further ahead because I'm going to miss this gem. I should grab this one first before going towards that light speed dash panel. There we go. Easy. I grab this one, and that's GG's. The most complicated levels seem to be the first one in every area, since they're the first major exploration of each act. Then the rest of these are going to be challenge-based missions. So, at this point in time, it's pretty easy to run through a lot of these levels now that I've learned how they are structured with the standalone acts. I think this is a good mission structure. And you don't even need to play these levels if you have the other ones unlocked at this point. Like, I could just move on to Act 3. I don't even need to stay here. But just for the sake of seeing more, we're here. Plus, you gotta get your subscriptions worth out of this game. I think the only major complaint I have with Sonic Dream Team, and it's not just it being an App Arcade exclusive, because I don't like that as a principle. Just the idea of games being exclusive to something as a whole is already kind of a problem when it comes to recommending games to a lot of people. If you don't have this specific device or that console, how do you recommend the said game to someone if they gotta buy something to play it? In the case of this game, it's even worse to recommend because it's locked behind a subscription service. The only way for you to play Sonic Dream Team outside of owning an Apple device is to also pay a monthly subscription. It is not worth constantly subscribing to a service just to play one title. Now, mind you, there's a lot of stuff constantly being added to App Arcade, so it's probably worth it, but it just depends on how much mobile gaming you do as a whole. Because honestly, let's not kid ourselves, you're buying a subscription to App Arcade because you play a lot of games on the go. There's a lot of mobile games on App Arcade, not just full-fledged titles like this. I just wish there was a way to buy this outright, because a lot of games that are on App Arcade, they have a way of buying it outright. Just not this one. No. Just gonna try to take the high ground. High path's always the fastest in Sonic games. I tried to do it. Big enough. I think I have enough boost just to run. Not bad. That was like, what? 52 seconds? I was thinking close to 50, so I'm not wrong. I'm afraid to look, but I have to know. Okay, 1,287. That's not as bad. It really shows how much people play the beginning portion of a game on a subscription service like this, and then move on. So people could have played this for maybe about 30 minutes or so to sample it, and then they figure, I'm not very clicking with Sonic Dream Team, I'll move on. And then the other people you see on the list are the ones that continue playing. It's the same as when you look at an achievement on like a console and you see the ending is like top 20% or something players have actually gotten this achievement, because most people don't play until the end of any game. A lot of people jump around to different titles. I will say, it's kind of weird to hear the classic spring sound for a modern spring design. It just kind of feels like it's out of place. But man, to think last year when, well, not last year, it's technically now over a year ago, because this is 2023 this came out. To think, this is the game you could have had instead of Sonic Superstars if you had an Apple device. Everyone else kind of got screwed over by a game that had a lot of problems. Well, this one had a lot more focus. From what I understand, the team that makes this, I believe, are the same people that work on a lot of other mobile Sonic games. Like, I think this is the same set of people who made Sonic Dash. Really shows you give that team a proper budget, and they can make some quality games. couldn't see anything else, so might as well finish this. Let's see if we can find any red rings or blue coins. It could be in a later section. Nice camera. Thankfully, this game doesn't have a life system, so it doesn't matter. I just died. I have to get the collectible again, but outside of that, it seemed like they didn't even... Actually, I don't even know if I need to get the collectible. I couldn't tell if it was still in my inventory or not. You know what? Let's find out. Oh, I already had another checkpoint, so that's proof of concept I can't really check. Checkpoints seem very plenty in this, too, so, again... Doesn't really matter if you die or not, because the checkpoint system is very forgiving. Alright, well, I'm gonna do this. 11 to 30. Now we look at my blue coins. Yeah, they save. You don't have to get the collectibles again if you die. So it's even more forgiving than we thought when it comes to a checkpoint system in this game. Collectibles are just perma-collected. I unlocked Crab. My favorite enemy / level. But now I'm gonna continue here. Now, another nice thing about this game from what I've seen, although it may not matter this early on, it has its own music player. So I can play different songs in different levels. I don't have to stick with just this one specific theme. Although I'm not going to play the main menu theme here. That's a little too redundant. It does seem to be limited on certain songs that you can actually play in levels. Not the entire OST. But the fact that I can listen to more than just one song in each stage is nice. I guess really fitting to run through these levels with the main theme playing, just because of how good that rock fits speed. You even got a muffle filter, kind of similar to what the filters are in the boost formula games when you boost. I like it. And this muffle filter is better than like half of the boost games out there. Because honestly, I'm starting not to care for the muffled sound a lot of songs get when you boost in modern Sonic games. Because half the time it really destroys the song. Like Sonic Frontiers was a great example of that practice. The idea that they used the muffle filter as aggressively as they did in that game made it sound like the songs were playing out like a phone speaker half the time. So it goes from high quality music to very tinny in just a split second's notice. Shortcut? Oh, I'm on a, as a stupid term as it is, I'm on an on-rail section. Both figuratively and literally, because I was stuck on that plane. I couldn't jump off the rails. Hello? Well, that worked. Okay. And there you go. That wasn't the best time here, but I'll take it. I gotta look at the leaderboard for this one, because I kind of screwed up a lot, so I'd probably end up replaying that at some point. So these other levels are locked until I unlock other characters. Now, I wonder if that means we get both Tails and Cream at the same time, or I need both characters unlocked just to go here. That would be kind of weird. I think it's more the former. I guess it's time for level Crab.
This is the security Tails spoke of. We may only reach the next dreamscape through here.
You know, I gotta admit, I'm kind of curious what he's been cooking up.
Of course you'd be excited.
You two chill here. I'll be right back.
Why do you get to have all the fun?
All right.
No, I get to pick the character going in. Let's think. Sonic or Amy? Well, I just played the last level with Sonic, so if I go my altering style, it's Amy's turn next. Well, she doesn't really have much screen time in modern games as a playable character. So let's give her some time in the sun.
Aw, gross. Get out of my way.
Dr. Crabulous? Nice name. Very squishy, too, so is that thing just one giant inflatable balloon? Come on. I don't know how I got set in the air with that jump, but alright. Thank you. It's like, can you keep your claws on the ground for long enough? Oh no, I have no more hands. Did I just attack the main body now? Well, that was fast. Oh no, it looks like a thing in the back. There you go. Got his little tail. Keep on pumping out that air. You soon will be a wrinkled up crab. Okay, missed opportunity for me to not be able to boost through the tiny little crab to win. Because that guy, I could have just crushed with my shoe. Not a bad boss, though. And now, there you go. I just unlocked 2 characters in one. Tails and Cream. Oh, easy enough. Freebies. And now Lava Zone. This blew up. Ah, I got the joke. Just a much bigger crab. Just made a balloon. Let me go back one now. Do I use the bumper? Yeah, there you go. 'Cause now I can finish up the rest of number 3. Or not? Okay, I free Tails and Cream, but I guess I didn't count it. I must have to go into the next stage for it to fully count. There's a story.
You're through, and not just that.
Oh, thank you, Miss R.E.M. And thank you, too, for all your hard work.
Cream, I'm so glad you're finally free. Are you feeling all right?
Yes? Hi! And cheeses, too.
You hanging in there, partner?
You know me. I've been trying to get a handle on Eggman's systems while you've been gathering dream orbs. I've determined Eggman can't use the Reverie's full potential without REM's authorization. It's only a matter of time before he tries to force her to cooperate.
Then we have to look out for Miss R.E.M. and keep her safe.
Don't you worry. We'll all look out for each other. Now, let's hurry to the next dreamscape.
I will say, now I've had more time to hear Cream's voice between this game and the recasting version of her in Sonic X Shadow Generations. I'm not really a fan of the Cream voice that they use here. It just sounds a little too faked child to me, if that makes sense. Like, it sounds like someone trying to put on a child's voice at that point. It feels way too forced, and it's very squeaky. It's also very weird to see a character like this, specifically a flight character, have a boost gauge of some kind. I can just hold down the jump button and fly up. I got different areas I can go ahead and fly to. Oh, this is blue coins. Okay. These must be things to refill the flight meter. So it's kind of similar to Sonic Heroes flying in some regards. So they got a lot more altitude compared to Heroes flying. That boost gets used up almost instantly, though, for a flight character. Holy crap. I don't have much boost at all. Can't go that way because I know I need to have probably a climber, like Knuckles or Rouge. I think for the simplicity's sake, I'm gonna say there's speed, flight, and power characters like Sonic Heroes' sake, because I don't know if they call Knuckles or Rouge something different classification-wise. I don't think the game tells you anywhere about that. So I'm gonna just call them as I know them as from previous outings. Are you serious? Thank you. How do you go right through the blue coin? Come on, Green. Not so much for trying to go that direction. Stay in the air quite a long time, though, when you're out of flight meter. It's not an instant drop-off like in Sonic Heroes. Honestly, this is probably one of the best control for any kind of flight character in almost any game. I still think the best flight control was probably Sonic Adventure 1, specifically with Tails. That felt very fluid, but this is very close to how that felt.
REM, do you know what's being pumped through the factory pipes? It's everywhere.
The amber liquid is imagination, the essence of dreams. The darker
They really don't play it coy with the terms. Imagination for imagination. REM for REM. REM sleep. Like, they're really not trying to sugarcoat any of the sleeping puns in this.
There has to be some kind of control station, right?
Good call, Amy. Let's get scouting.
I should now be able to go back after playing a stage to stage 3. Yeah, there you go, finally. No, honestly, so far, outside of having the Lightspeed Dash, I don't really see much of a purpose to play as Sonic or Amy compared to Tails or Cream. Because the flight just feels that much more impactful for just exploration's sake. Maybe for a speedrun level, it'd be better to play as speed characters, but for almost every other level, so far it feels like flight characters the way to go. Now, Cream's voice here when she's doing standard platforming stuff, I think sounds much better in her actual cutscene dialogue voice. Which, that's a shame, because you don't really hear the grunts of your character as much as them actually talking. Oh, her making sounds, they actually sound pretty natural for someone of her age, compared to the voice they have. Oh, hang on, hang on. There you go. Homing attack also makes the flying way easier to line up if you miss a jump. Which no other game... Oh, I missed it. No other game that had flying controls for a character also gave them some kind of a homing attack. So this is a different situation. Although I believe Sonic Frontiers did for Tails. I think they have homing attacks, all the characters in that. I haven't played the last DLC yet still for Sonic Frontiers, so I may be wrong on that. It's on my to-do list. Alright, I can play all these, thankfully. I'm waiting for one of these missions in this level to be locked out from the power characters. It's gonna happen. Homing attack also refills the flight gauge is a really, really good thing for my sake here. How long can I fly like that? Quite a long time, surprisingly. I will say, when you're trying to go into a flight from a boost, it is a little awkward at first with the controls, because you keep all that momentum. So with boosting being the fastest form of movement in this game, that momentum problem really becomes apparent trying to go into a flight. Half of that I probably even could have skipped if I was better at flying, too. Because I saw probably the first jump, I could have immediately skipped like half the level. I will say loading time in this game is very, very fast. Now, unless you're probably playing on a really old Mac that has like a hard drive, which I don't even know if that's even possible. Something tells me that probably isn't a possibility just because of system requirements. One thing I will knock, and it's not this game's fault specifically, it's Apple Arcade, and Apple Store as a whole. This game doesn't really say if it's a thing you can run your hardware or not unless you just check it yourself. There's no system requirements. You just need a certain version of the OS software, like iPad OS, iOS, Mac OS. That's it. So, no easy way to tell if your computer, for example, could run this. I think the computers are probably the bigger question mark in my head. Because any phone or tablet released in the past couple years should be enough. Computers, on the other hand, they last way longer for a lot of people compared to a mobile device, so I think a proper system requirement list should be a thing you put on a store page. That's just me personally speaking. Really? I'm gonna just go back over to this high platform, use this to fly up, and then fly around. Yeah, there we go. Much better. Did I drink? Now we actually get a speed level. No one plays Amy. Haven't seen her in a little bit. So is this Dream Factory just making honey? Because this all looks like honey to me. Actually, I don't really care if I take a hit here, because rings don't matter. In games now where there's no extra life, rings are only really a thing for score. And if you don't care about score, who the heck cares to keep all your rings? Oh, this one we get to pick our character specifically. We're not just locked in the speed. You know what? We'll try a flight and see how that works. Because if you know where you're going this level, you can fly through a lot of obstacles. But we also do have a switch button too, so there is that. If I didn't want to stick to this character, I'm not committed to it. You gotta stop dead in your tracks first, and then you can swap your character on the fly. Let me go to the left this time. You know, it really doesn't matter. It's the same path every time. Right here, I want to swap. Again, I gotta stop dead in my tracks, which is not the most convenient situation for a speedrun level. Okay, I don't know what was the point going that direction. That has to be for a collectible, but this section doesn't have any collectibles. Unless, did it just screw me over with maybe just pathing? Hang on. No, I still gotta go this way. What is going on with this checkpoint? I'm supposed to go up there? I'm gonna just restart. No, the checkpoint's worthless. I gotta restart the whole thing. Oh, that was some nice slowdown. I remember before how I said this game was pretty well optimized, and I just did that. Maybe some areas could choke on some other devices, who knows. Hey, skip that? Yeah, there you go. I know how to speedrun, I think. I really hope this doesn't get confused again. Nope, we're good. I think. Wait, hang on. Where's that telling me to go now? I'm here. What? Okay. My shortcut really screws up the pathfinding for this. So maybe I should stop doing that little shortcut. I'm gonna retry again because it definitely seems that the path is broken. So instead of doing that little flying skip, I'm just gonna run. Ignore the enemies up top. It's kind of a slower path. Rail swapping can be a little finicky, I feel like, sometimes. It's a proper button combo, which is good, but if I'm not close enough for the rail, it won't work. If I try to rail swap too early, it just seems to be a waste of my time. I think it worked this time. I don't see where my checkpoint is next, so I hope that means it triggered correctly. I think it did. I'll just finish the scream. That was definitely weird. It feels like maybe I didn't even need the checkpoints either. I probably could have just went to the goal. Probably try it on my own time and see if that is the case. Alright, but let's move on to the next one. I'll start with a speed character and then I can swap to a flight later. No, there's no way I'm making that now. It's like, hang on, could I just... Yeah, that wouldn't really work, but I can do this.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Now I can stop. Swap. Easy. That just completely skipped the whole area. Didn't even need to go to the right side. Works for me.
There it is.
Dude, how? I don't like how when you're close enough to the blue rings, they don't count, or blue coins, I guess. I'm gonna be used to calling them rings, because no Sonic game has ever really done coins, really. That's a rare thing for a game to have a coin collectible in a Sonic game. I want the music note. That's unlocking more music. Nice.
Yeah.
That airtime, holy.
Yeah.
That's almost all the red rings, too. That's pretty good. Yeah, this is technically the first time that Cream is playable since Sonic Advance 3. You're not wrong there, Matt. In terms of at least the standalone situation, because she's been a playable character in spin-offs for years, but spin-offs have their own way of playing. Like, mainly behind a car. She plays good. Her and Tails basically play the exact same, so both pretty fluid on the controls. Didn't even need to fly for that one. Momentum carried me alone. Okay, speaking of momentum. Not bad. We'll take it. Pretty good run. I like the victory animation here of her just hugging Cheese, and you get the little heart icon above them too. This makes me miss having a child garden even more in modern games. Come on, Sega. Like, it's just... You got phones. Just make a mobile one. Everyone would play it in a heartbeat. Think of the microtransactions. As a consumer, I don't want to, but as a company, it would do great. Oh no, oh no, okay. Okay, that was odd. I went backwards on the same exact dash panel. It's supposed to send me forward or backward? I don't know. Why not both? I just noticed a quirk with how the homing attack is on the same button as the boost. Now, mind you, I could change that. That is a setting, technically. But I'm leaving it as default. When you homing attack something, like a rail, it's using your boost. So hold the button after the fact if you want to continue using your boost. Otherwise, you're doing a second boost, which is wasting a lot of your meter.
Yes.
145. That seems easy enough. Especially how I can swap between the two different character types I have. Also feels like you can't really start a boost until you have almost a third of that meter filled. Actually, it's more closer to half, now looking at it. Can I swap today? Please? I don't like how long it takes for your menu to become available for swap. I'm standing there for like a good 2 to 3 seconds before the swap even becomes a thing. That homing attack defied the laws of gravity. Alright, there you go. Made it. 127. Not bad. Ah, there it is. There's my lock. I need Rouge and Knuckles. That means they probably gotta be unlocked soon, I would imagine.
Oh yeah.
Excuse me? Why didn't my homing attack work? That was weird. Let's try it again. There you go. It's because the homing attack reticle kept on moving. So when it's going wherever it felt like, I couldn't lock on at the time. Well, that's a little annoying.
Oh, yeah!
There we go. Okay, don't have to be literally on top of the blue coins, but yeah, be close enough. Such an odd collectible type for a Sonic game of all things. I'm not supposed to be able to get up here yet. I need the other two characters I haven't unlocked, but we're already here. I want this stuff. How? Okay, come on. Oh, I see the last red ring I need. But I can't go backwards? Really? Well, thankfully the checkpoint was before this section, so I can fix my mistake. There you go. Okay, I don't want to go any further ahead because I want to go this way. Okay, that's not where I wanted to go. Okay, with that homing attack. Let me go to the left this time. There you go. Now I'm guaranteed to get the red ring. That means I'm only missing one, which is probably near the end here, if I didn't miss it from the beginning. And sure enough, there's only one left and it's the final one. Not the first one, thankfully. I got a lot of the collectibles on this stage. Okay, guess that was an on-rail section again, pun intended. Seems like the rail section specifically are the ones that are going to want to keep you on the beaten path. Okay, apparently you can't stand on this thing. Ah, just barely. Dude, I really do not like the camera angle when that happens. Okay, yeah, these are pretty awkward to grab. Like, I'm supposed to do it from the half-pipe trick, but when you're trying to fly out of this, the game really doesn't like that. Alright, there's the final red ring, so I got all the red rings. That's cool. Where am I going last? I'm gonna assume I didn't do this one. Flight. Okay, guess I'm going backwards. And what is this section for? I don't really see a point. It's just here for rings. Oh, there you go. I was like, hang on. There's gotta be a reason why I'm up here. Thank you. flashbacks to Sonic Lost World for a minute there with that half pipe section. I guess it's a full pipe, technically. That gave me a Dream Orb. So getting all the collectibles just gets you a Dream Orb early. It's neat. I'm assuming I fight that guy now, I get Knuckles and Rouge. It'd probably make the most sense. Yeah, because I even need them for another section.
Whoa, so much data. Eggman's about to activate something called the Guardian Hunter.
No prizes for guessing what that's supposed to do. So, how do we stop it?
The good news is that its launch controls are just past the barrier. The bad news is that's where the security nightmares are waiting.
So, one of us needs to fight our way to the off switch on the Guardian Hunter.
I'll do it. I'll do my part.
And now you get to pick. Who gets the fight? Cream or Tails? Well, first things first, can I get rid of the man down in front? I don't know why this game center won't go away. That should have gone away on its own by now. I don't like that. This is like Apple quirk specifically. To be fair, Google has something similar in Android, where the achievement listing thing doesn't go away. And I literally can't drag it away too, so it's just, hi, I'm here forever. I'm picking Cream for this.
Oh no! Can we follow her?
I need time to regain my strength. I'm sorry.
Relax, Cream's got this. She's growing up on us fast, and she's got cheese with her.
Yeah. I just wish we could do more to help.
I like that, though. It seems like this would be a different cutscene if I picked a different character. A little flavor text.
Oh, that's pretty scary. Meow.
Children shouldn't mess with other people's toys.
I won't let you hurt Miss R.E.M.
You've outlived your usefulness, you brat. Foreman, report to the control room at once. Attack on sight.
I don't know what we're doing. We're missing one. Oh yeah, this whole game. Oldest trick in the book. This music is reminding me of Hat in Time's songs. Very similar to that. I think it's like one of the Time Space Warp themes. There, easy. Ah, there's the missing one. Hey, sorry I'm late. I had to get a digital coffee. Because, you know, I can't drink the real thing. The 4-man. I get what they did there. Now the flight's gonna come in use. Yeah, these lasers are way too big to dodge. I gotta fly. How am I not high enough to do the homing attack? Come on. Homing attack reticle in this game kind of feels like it has a mind of its own sometimes. I will knock the homing attack functionality in this. Doesn't feel that great. Alright, now what? Didn't even need to fly for that. Just boost jump. Easy. Alright, one more good hit. Oh, fake out. Didn't expect them to go that direction to start. Yeah, there you go. And I finally got rid of my stupid icon thing in the top corner. And it's back.
I don't have the time to gift wrap it, but I do hope the Guardian likes what I built for her.
We did it. At what cost? I'll find out later. Should be fine. And there we go. Now we unlock Knuckles and Rouge to use. And a new world. This one's grassy. The 4-man. Such a silly concept that works really well. Just 4 little goons combined into one giant robot. Although it is a shame you don't fight the 4th one separate like you do with the 3 in the beginning. Kind of a little missed opportunity. See, is there any way for this stupid icon thing in the game center to go away? I don't want the game center to be open at all times. That's really annoying. Doesn't seem like there's really any way of turning it off. I have one way of turning it off. That. I just don't want to see the icon. It's stupid. You don't need to see that thing for the entire time you're playing a game. That's just obnoxious. I want to know about the shadow thing before I jump back in, because he's just here. Doesn't say how he's unlocked, he's just, again, here. I guess we'll find out later.
I'm sorry, guys. I blew it. The Guardian Hunters still managed to launch.
Your heroic efforts were not in vain. Thanks to you, I had enough power to restore your friends.
You're shaping up to be quite the impressive young man.
Now that thing's loose, we need to make sure it doesn't get to REM. It's what Guardians do, right?
Handsome one, isn't he?
Sure, but he's such a brute. No class or tact at all.
Can we get back to stopping Eggman's plans already?
Sounds good to me. Let's get moving.
I think it's the first time someone's actually hit on Knuckles. He's always that guy that just gets forgotten about after a while. Or being called an idiot, one of the two. Alright, so we can glide, and we can also climb walls. And that's the claim of fame for Knuckles and Rouge. Very much like the Sonic Adventure games. And just like Sonic Adventure, it's faster to glide around than to climb at all times. Only certain walls you can climb on, though, which is, in some ways, kind of a disappointment, but in others, expected. If I can climb every wall in this game, that'd be very broken. Oh, I can only swap between the 2 different characters I already have. Okay, but thankfully there's a bug here. That makes this a little bit easier. I have noticed Buzz Bomber seems to be the favorite type of enemy in this. Kind of reminds me of the Sonic 4 games where they're everywhere in that just for homing attack chains. Wait, what? Enter water jets? Oh, okay, so just like an automated section. Are you serious? There you go. What? Dude, this is an automated thing. I can't control what I'm getting launched out of. How am I missing the coins? That's kind of stupid. I wish the coins had a little bit more of like a magnetization range to them. Because there are times I can clearly see me just almost touch a coin, but the game says otherwise. I'm gonna glide into it. Let's go. The gliding here, though, is very heavy. It's never gonna be as broken as it was in, like, the 2D games, or even, like, the first Sonic Adventure. Even to some degree, Sonic Adventure 2 was pretty good about it, but... It almost feels like Sonic 06 gliding, where the moment you start to move in the air, you just, like, drop like a rock. So you're not gliding for long. New missions back in the first area? Okay, I wasn't expecting new unlocks in the very first area in the game. That's probably because I just unlocked my last set of characters. Yeah, 5 of 8, so these weren't there before. Might as well. Because honestly, I'm really liking the flow of this game so far. It's really good. I wish I had a better device to play this on, though, than just a standard iPad. Because it would be nice to play this game in widescreen and not this weird... I don't know what this resolution is specifically. It's not 4:3. Not 3:2. It's kind of like a hybrid between those two different aspects. So it'd be nice to play on something that's not a box shape, essentially. But I do find it's just impressive that I'm playing a game of this kind of scope on the same device you can use to look up a recipe to cook like a cake or something. Like, iPads are more or less used by most people for, like, simplistic tasks, not gaming. So to see a game like this run on a simple device like an iPad, it's not even like one of the iPad Pros. This is just a standard old iPad model. Because I personally don't think there's a reason to get the Pro iPads at all. There's just no reason to have a device that powerful with iPad OS. That's the big hindrance. I hear it all the time from people. iPad OS is just so limiting, it's hard to do professional work on a device like this. It's mainly good from what I understand if you're a big artist. Other than that, you can get away with almost any other iPad. Which is kind of a shame. It's like a $1,000 device that has no reason to exist. I mean, outside of me playing this game today, so far, all I've used my iPad for is taking notes, doing some like Google Doc stuff, and watching a bunch of streaming things like YouTube or Crunchyroll, stuff like that. I'm such a light use when it comes to a lot of my mobile devices. I don't really game on my mobile stuff, because that's why I have a computer and consoles. It's just very specific titles. I want the power to have certain adventures like this. But thankfully, this game can run on pretty much anything. Oh, barely. I hate how the icon's back. I just noticed it. It bugs me. Why does that even appear? Like, just go away. No, go. Leave. No one wants you. Why won't it leave me alone? Also, I noticed that says 7 of 8, but there's only these missions. Is that just saying I need one more Dream Orb here and that's it? Because if that's the case, then it's 7 missions in total in an area, and then 1 Dream Orb just from getting the red rings. Because what I'm just going to do is I'm just going to play all the levels available to me. I'm not going to get all the collectibles. Because I'm not going to 100% this on stream. That's just not going to happen. Like I said in the beginning of this, tonight's the only night we're playing this. Because capturing from an iPad? Oh man, I don't like it. It's such a pain to hook this thing up to a capture card. I'd rather play the rest of this on my own time after I do a stream once. If I was recording this, it wouldn't be nearly as bad, because I could just use built-in screen recording. Just hooking up an iPad to a capture card is kind of a headache. You wouldn't even think it would be, but oh, it is. All because of that copy protection. Challenges are easy enough so far with the extra characters. Not much else going on here that we haven't seen. A new zone. Now it looks like we go from forest to ruins. And put me back, too. I didn't want to go back to the third world. I'm good. Yeah, I figured that would be the case. It's faster to jump climb than to just climb normally. That's about right. It's like climbing a ladder in almost every video game known to man. If they let you jump while climbing, it's usually faster. Seriously, the art style in this is really good looking. Like, I'm just shocked with just how nice this game looks, no matter what you set this to. It really shows, art style matters more than anything else. Oh, crap. I need to restart a checkpoint. I will say that the voice clips they're using for Rouge in this, she sounds a little too over-energized in some sections. Easy enough.
Interesting.
No, 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 no. Go that way. Almost fell right off by going the wrong direction. Camera, please? I'm not gonna jump here because that camera gets really confused if you jump. Okay, and this one wants to send me more left, so it's actually slower to jump. I'll just go normally. Easy enough. Now I just gotta do dream shards. So this one, you can play with every single character at the very least. Still wondering when Shadow's gonna be a thing, because he's not part of the main story, but when is he available in any level? That peaceful music. Now this is a good time to really show just how different this game could look if you're running different graphic settings. Oh, I guess the camera's gonna auto-rotate. I'll just leave it like this. So, For the most part, this game runs very, very well no matter what you set it to. Not to mention, just very detailed in general. For me, the game defaults to medium at resolution scale of 1, so it's running at the max resolution scale. If you set this lower, that's when things start to look a little more crunchy, because now you're running at half the scale, so half of 1080p would be like 480p, hence why this is going to look a little more crunchy. But if I just set this down, the graphics quality very low, look at how the world looks now, which, yeah, it lost a little bit of its detail. But now if I go the exact opposite spectrum, this is the max graphics setting, very high. There's not much of a difference between very low to very high. It's very much just a little bit of sharpness difference at most. Which is pretty nice to see that this game is just that well optimized. Yes, I know, game, I can swap characters. I'm trying to swap back to my other graphical option, please. Thank you. I'm gonna leave it on medium just for the best performance at this point. We've been doing good with medium, so I'm gonna leave it there. I think it might just be better if I stick to the power formation almost this entire level. Because I can do everything else I need, which is gliding. Just like that. We're pretty much done. There's one more left, and this last crystal, which is on the ground. Boom. This was the Knuckles shell. So that's it for Scramble Shore. So now I'm best off going to Dream Factory. Is there any extra acts unlocked here? I guess I have to do the rest of the ones here before the rest of the extra acts unlock. That makes sense. Alright, we're back at it. Let's go, Knuckles. I think these fans are resetting how much altitude I lose from gliding, because this would suck otherwise. Wait, I could have grabbed that from down here? Okay. Talk about throwing me for a loop. That wasn't that bad. Now it just leaves a couple more acts over here in Act 3. Or a couple challenges in Act 3, I guess. Kind of hard to determine what's challenges, zones, acts. Having 3 different tiers of level types. A little more confusing than normal. I'm just used to like an Act 1, 2, 3, such like that. Not challenges that just are the same act. In some ways, this makes this feel like there's a lot more extra levels here specifically than like any other Sonic game, but they're so short, I would barely count that. Well, there's a gem there. I'll fall back down to the spring later, because I want to get this high one first. This would be way too much of a problem to get again later. Any other ones that are high up? No, just that one there, which I'll go now for, because it is high. And then I just gotta get this one in the spring. And there you go.
Oh yeah. All right. All right. Woohoo. All right. Uh-huh. All right.
Wait, what? I thought that was something I couldn't stand on for a second, not glass.
Yeah. All right. All right. Oh yeah.
No, 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 no. Okay. I guess you can't just let it go. You let go of the control stick, you're just done. I gotta hold forward when I'm walking on a wall like this.
All right.
There you go. Cool.
Yes.
Yeah, this is worth if you have an Apple device, some kind to try out, Matt. If you haven't gotten an Apple Arcade subscription before, there's like a 3-month trial I think they're giving away still from the holiday break.
All right.
Mine came with one, but that's because I just got it like a couple weeks ago. It's hard to really say if that's still a promotion they're doing or not. Out of curiosity, what version of iPad do you have? I mentioned before, this is on a 10th gen iPad, so the one that came out in 2022. Probably could have swapped there to a flight, but I felt like, yeah, I'm just committed at this point. That was goofy, but it kind of worked, I think. Again, don't know if that's any faster or not. It felt like it was. The whole thing was just aiming. I think if anything, I would have done a flight character midway through that. That would have been it. Because I don't see a use for the power characters at all there. Climbing just doesn't really help.
Interesting.
Now I get to climb, I'm just gonna glide. Because honestly, a lot of these climbing sections, if you don't just go straight up, I don't really see a point to take them. Because you can just fly past them if you have a flight character. Or have some good momentum boosting as a speed character. It does feel like the power characters are probably the most useless type of the three. And I'm not too surprised by that. usually in a game like this where you have different ways of exploration, if you can't open up new pathways with a character, they're usually seen as one of the least valuable character types. The only real thing the power character opens up is some more verticality in some levels. So it really depends on the level if they're needed or not. I mean, how powerful homing attacks are in the Sonic games, that also kind of makes their use a little less needed. There's a spring at the end of a wall climbing section. Because you could just homing attack the spring. Like, I only had to climb once in that stage, and there was plenty of other opportunities to climb. It's nice, though, that there's at least 2 different versions of every character to play as, of the 3 types. It's nice to have this much variety in the different playable characters in a Sonic title. We haven't seen this in literal years in this franchise. So it's nice to finally have different playable characters. Okay, I don't think I was supposed to go that direction. That failure kind of screwed me in so many ways. Like, I'm trying to think. This was right after Sonic Frontiers DLC added playable Amy, Knuckles, and Tails, but not counting that DLC, a mainline Sonic title. Oh, when was the last time they had playable characters to this amount? Last time I think it was 2006. Like, they barely use Sonic characters in, like, modern titles. Like, if you want to, I guess, say Sonic Mania, because of 5 playable characters there, but it's also kind of a different beast due to it being made by fans. So, of course it's going to have more playable characters, because the fans remember characters exist compared to the Sonic team. I'm just glad to see Sonic's friends starting to get more representations in games again, because we need more than just a Sonic to be playable in a game. And I have to say it that way specifically because if there's another playable character, it's some variation of Sonic. Whether it be Sonic as a werehog, classic Sonic. Heck, even the avatar in some ways was just custom Sonic, because you just made your own version of the character. So even Sonic Forces, with it trying to make a new character type, didn't really do much. Mind you, that game had a whole other fair share of problems I've talked about in the past. The characters were the least of its issues. Alright, so this is just a fine gem level, so I probably don't want to stay as a speed character. This is probably a good case for one of the flights. Yeah, I definitely wasn't supposed to get up here this way, but this is fine with me. So that brings me down to that level. I guess I'll get the gem lily right below me. There we go. Kind of a funky way to get in the section. One more gem. And it's just right here. Easy enough. Gravity swapping this does feel a little weird, but I'm glad it does that little pausing animation right before you swap. It lets you get your bearings, which is very, very needed in these kind of games. You go too fast in a gravity swap, your character might as well just flip around like you're rolling a pair of dice.
Oh yeah.
Okay, I think I know what I want to do for this section. I think I want to immediately swap to a flight character, then I can just fly to the top. This would be faster than running around. It's a little funky on the camera, but it works. Now back to a speed character. We'll pick Amy for this. Yeah, music here is fantastic. I definitely agree with that. I swear, some of the best music for Sonic games, in my opinion, usually come from the mobile games, surprisingly enough. Like, one of my favorite OSTs of all time is Sonic Runners. And that's a mobile game. Okay, that kind of worked. I'll refill the boost. Now I'll hold it. You use a lot of it when you just initiate the boost for the first time. Doesn't help on boost conservation. Cool. Well, now I can move on to Zone 2, or Act 2.
I've been
Challenge
going
1.
through Eggman's
I'm losing
files,
track.
And I keep finding references to a dormancy protocol. It sounds like it'd ruin his plans. Do you know what that is, REM?
Of course. The Dormancy Protocol is a safeguard my creators installed to shut down the Reverie, should it fall into the wrong hands. When I get my powers back, I have to trigger it to ensure the Doctor's influence is erased. Once complete, the Reverie will lock down and be completely inaccessible.
For how long?
As you perceive time, a millennium.
1,000 years? But what happens to you?
I wait. A guardian must be prepared to sacrifice everything for their cause.
Tails, is there anything you can do?
Well, I am learning a lot about how the Reverie works, but it's difficult to say. The best thing we can do is collect more data.
Then there's no time like the present. Let's do it to it. Yeah!
I will say, the one thing, I'm not surprised this is a complaint I have, because every single Sonic game I played for the past 20 plus years, this is always a complaint. Volume balancing. Why are the cutscenes so much quieter compared to the main gameplay? It's not even because I have them set low. Everything is maxed. I have to turn literally everything else down and cutscene dialogue to the max if I want to actually hear everything balanced. I swear, I can't think of a single title in this franchise that has good volume balancing. They're all cursed in their own regards. I don't know why volume balancing has been so hard for Sega and Sonic Team. Wait a minute, that's a light speed trial. I need a speed character. I do love the idea you can swap on the fly. I think that really does open up these levels for a lot of different ways of replayability. It also helps for their collectibles too. Because I can't think of a single title in this franchise where you can play as whatever character whenever you want. Again, the only game I can think of is Sonic Mania because of the Encore mode. You're able to swap between characters in that mode. But even then, it's not like a button swap, if I remember correctly. You need a specific power-up for that to work. That menu, though, for swapping characters really does feel like that's touchscreen focused more than anything else. Using a controller for that menu kind of sucks. What's the point in this? There's nothing up here. I'm shocked that this counts as a standable platform. I thought I was gonna drop with the drink for a second there. Alright, that was that. And there's still more level too. Jeez, this act is pretty big. All things considered, I think this is probably the longest act so far. Can I go fully around these spear, like, cylinder sections? Yes, I can. Wow, this is definitely a Sonic Lost World moment. This game's taking a lot of calling from Sonic Lost World when it comes to some of its level design. Not a bad thing. Has a lot more coherency compared to Sonic Lost World, because that game was very experimental. Like, I'm a fan of Lost World, it's just, I think almost half of the game you can probably cut out, and it wouldn't really change much. Because again, very experimentation. A lot of levels there were gimmicks. Usually some of the best levels were the first level in every act. Usually. Not all of them. Meanwhile, back in the real world. Oh. This is where Shadow comes into the story now? Because I think this is over halfway through the game. Shadow was not in the game originally, so this is extra they added, I think, only a few weeks ago. Powers? Okay, I haven't heard about this mechanic before. Tails challenges? So he teams up with Tails? That's... Alright. Sure, let's go. I want to see what this is about. Tails challenges. It's a whole other mode. Okay. Probably not gonna play through all this now, because I want to just mainly play through the main story tonight. I want to see what this is about. This is updated content because of the Fearless Year of Shadow stuff. It's kind of weird how he's just kind of here in the dream world, though. But sure. Like, he just touches someone's head and the machine's like, ah, you know what? That's good enough to trigger. Get pulled in with the rest of these idiots. So now I can use Chaos Emerald Power. So I have access to Chaos Control. Yep, I thought so. So this is very much like the Chaos Control from Shadow Generations. Oh, what is this? Chaos Snap? Oh, just a Chaos Teleport. Alright. So we're calling it Chaos Shift. It's almost like Doom Blast in some ways from Shadow Generations. I don't know how you activate Chaos Control. That's kind of a fact I'm not 100% convinced on yet. Oh, that's how. Okay, there's certain items, you grab that and it'll activate it. Okay. That's what I needed to know. Unfortunately, you don't have the standard homing dash that the other speed characters are getting in this, so... Okay. Yep, that was an interaction. Well, the same kind of homing dash other characters have, I can't correct my jump as easily. Oh man, that's really sensitive too. I didn't even mean to do that. So I see what I'm supposed to do here. Wait for this platform to slow down. Then I can use Chaos Control, stop it in place. Little odd you gotta stand still for Chaos Control though. It kind of breaks the flow a little bit. Is that too high? Where's that? Oh, I think that's just a return. Alright, so now I'm getting a hang of how this works. I will say, the control here for Shadow is a little different, and not a good way. Okay. Like, the snap feels okay enough. The Chaos Control stopping dead in your tracks, I'm not really a fan of that. That's not ideal. You could put an extra button on the screen, because as a reminder, here are your buttons. What's the Chaos Control button on the touch screen? Like, it doesn't tell you. It's the boost button. They don't even change the icon for it. They could have had another button for that. You can put extra buttons on a touchscreen. It wouldn't really clutter up the interface all too much. Like, if anything, they could have put like one extra one above the boost button, which would have then allowed them to map another button on a physical controller. This is just, I can't really knock them too much for this. This is one of those few times you gotta do the one button mentality as a dev, because mobile screens don't have that much real estate for you to work with. And you can't expect everyone playing a mobile game to have a controller. That's just not gonna happen. I got a lot more acts. They added a lot of content to this game with the Shadow update. This is insane. Okay, and you can even unlock them in the adventure mode too by doing this stuff. Doesn't seem there's really that much here. In fact, one of my rewards is Sonic. Oh, Sonic statue. Okay. That's just Frontiers music. Okay, not even sugarcoating where it's coming from. Team Sonic Racing. I don't know how long it's gonna take to get this many unlocked. Dude, they actually put the Sonic Runners music in here. Now that's unreal, because they never reference runners anymore. It's a shame. There's your Lost World representation. Dude, they did a lot for this.
Alright, you know it.
Yeah, so I'm gonna do one of these just to feel it out. I wanna know how many points I get to unlock all this stuff. I just wanna see. A very big level. Holy crap. See, the more I'm seeing this stuff, like, this is cool. I wish it was not on Apple Arcade. I really don't. Because that limits how many people can play this kind of a game. There's no reason for this thing to only be an Apple Arcade exclusive. Outside of Apple really wants more subscribers. That's it. Because this could be a standalone app you can buy on the App Store. I don't know why it's a subscription exclusive thing. Being Apple exclusive on the hardware I can understand, but not a subscription only. That's just stupid. Actually, I want to restart because it was kind of bad. Oh, I can see my ranks. I didn't see that in the main game, so that's new for this. So now we know how many points we need to get to the max ranking. 4,000, 3, 2, 1, and 0. So now I know what to aim for. Although I can't tell what my score is just by looking at stuff here. It doesn't tell me how many points I've gotten. Not even when I pause. Huh? Nice light speed dash. How many points was that? Yeah, really tell me the level, so I guess that was an S. 44K. Take it. I got a phone thing. Or it's a tablet. Whatever Tails uses in this plot line. The Miles Electric. Creative name. Alright, let me continue. I'm just gonna do this first page of missions. And then we'll go back to the main story. Because from what I remember hearing, I think the main story is just 4 zones worth, like 4 worlds. It's not that long. This shadow content added a lot more to the game, but this was like a year later, as I mentioned earlier. Nice. Okay. Oh, it doesn't stop the timer. I mean, to be fair, I was very busted in Shadow Generation, so probably for the better they don't do that here. Dude, that is so finicky. I will say, this implementation of this dash ability is kind of wonky at best. Imagine playing this with the touchscreen. Like, these specific mechanics don't feel like they would work on a touchscreen, in my opinion. Yeah, I had a feeling. What are these things here? Okay, so it is a way to get up. I've seen that in the Sonic level. Dude, that dash has like a weak range to it. It looks like it can go way further than it does. It's like maybe 2 feet at most. So once you get these hourglasses, it just automatically uses your chaos control, which that's good, because in that section, I don't want to stop just to use it. Speaking of which. Oh, crap. It's also super sensitive. That dash is so sensitive, man. No, okay, I can't cancel. It's also locked for a second, too. Like, I'm holding back on the stick to move another direction so I don't launch myself to the abyss. But it takes almost a full second and a half to 2 seconds for Shadow to get full control. It's really weird. No, I didn't mean to hit leaderboard. Well, it's good to see how much more charge my iPad has. That tells me how much longer I can realistically go. Because again, I cannot charge this thing when it's outputting HDMI. It just turns off the HDMI output. This adapter I'm using is very old, so it's very finicky at best. Oh, we got the Eggman PA system back. I heard that was a thing in this, just not specifically just for the Shadow stuff. Oh no. I want those. I can't really hear much of anything what Eggman's saying, though, so it's cool the PA system's back. I just wish he would speak up. Yep, that was an interaction. Sure, okay, guess we did whatever that was. This area is looking more like a Ratchet and Clank level, I will say. Can he not? Wait a minute. He can't use the light speed dash? Oh, okay, Shadow got downgraded in some fashion. I guess to give Sonic and Amy more of a use so you could swap off of Shadow. But that's so weird. Since day one, this character has had a light speed dash. So it's weird to see a game where he can't just run on the Trail of Rings. In a game where you have Trails of Rings. That just feels so wrong. Do I go until my combo's done? I gotta assume so, because that should have dropped it. Yeah, it's one of those kind of missions. These definitely take a lot more optimization if you want to get the max rank. Now, mind you, I didn't swap a single time, so swapping characters is probably important as well. Alright, that looks like all the missions I can do here for now. So you do 3 missions, and then you get a daily boost. So it's gonna take a lot to get to the Shadow Reward section. Like, jeez, dude. That's all I can do. Up to 150 points, which is a statue and some coins. That's not great. And this is refreshing daily, so it's a daily grind system. Something like this would work better if this wasn't behind a paywall. You can't play this game until you buy it outright. And I hate games that have a paywall and a daily grinding system like this. It just doesn't work. It's kind of dumb. I like how that's a thing you can do for daily replayability for this kind of game. It just also doesn't fit this kind of game, I'm just saying. But I think what I'm going to do for right now is I'm going to take a small break so I can go ahead and get up and stretch. That way, I can also give this iPad a little extra juice for maybe about, what, 5 minutes or so. So I'm going to go ahead, take a break. Then when we come back, we'll continue on in the adventure mode here of Sonic Dream Team. So stay tuned, I'll be back here in just a few minutes. Alright, we're back, ready to play some more Sonic Dream Team. Before we continue, I just wanted to show you how this whole time I've been playing this game. I feel like I'm missing a good chunk of my screen. Where are the rest of the pixels? There's no way of getting this iPad to go widescreen, so let's go back to the iPad feed. Like, this just looks a lot more natural. Still feels like I'm missing a lot on my screen. Alright, let's jump back to the Nightmare Maze here. I noticed new options there that weren't in this mode previously. They must have transferred over now from the Shadow mode. I'll take a look at those options specifically in the next level, because I only noticed them when I was confirming for this one. I thought I was gonna miss that. Okay. Easy. Alright, so let's see. What are those other options? Powers. Let's see what we can do with these. There's a lot of powers, but they're in 5 different tiers? Why is there a tier system? So you can start with a shield. There's a quick switch. That honestly feels like that should just be a perma unlock. Ring start and tough. I want to get quick switch. That seems very important to have at all times. Because honestly, that's been my biggest complaint. The switching. It's way too slow in this. This will give me at least a little bit more opportunity to switch whenever I want. So I don't have to stop now to use it. That's great. Equip that. And then from here, I don't know what else I can realistically do, because I like some of the other things. Attract is also another big deal, because the collectibles suck. But I can't get this for a while. If it's participate in Tails Challenge, this is going to take a while to unlock. So I guess if anything for now, I think I'm just going to leave it as is, because I don't care about the rest of the stuff. At most, maybe I would want tough for some of the later levels if I want a good rank. But I'm just going to leave it as it is. Now we get to see how that quick switch works. It's probably a perfect level for it, too. Oh, that's so much better. Honestly, this is how it should have been from the beginning. Why? Why, man? Why, Tails? There you go. You did it. I can even swap mid-air, right? No. I can't. I have to... No, you can. Okay. Oh, but the powers don't transfer all that well. Because I still fall like a rock. Maybe, if anything, it would make sense if I started as a power character and then swap to a flight. Because then I can glide to fly. I'm going to try it right here. No, the flight meter's used, so you can't abuse character switching like that. I guess that makes sense. It'd be a little too easy of a game if you can just reset your meters by switching characters, and this power would make it very, very busted. I just wish the glides for Knuckles and Rouge didn't suck so much. Like, seriously, the gliding for these characters is really bad after 3 seconds. Wait, where else did I miss that? Is it way over here? Let's find out. This is the only path I didn't go. Yeah, sure enough, it's on a rail. Yeah, that instant swap, one of the first powers you should buy in this game. Hands down. Oh, I saw that. Wait a minute, there's different sets of powers there. I'm actually going to quit for that reason. I want to see, does that not apply to every level? I mean, to be fair, I can't really swap in this. I just have 2 characters to swap between. What's the point? Yeah, sure enough. The powers don't transfer over to these kind of combos. So it wouldn't matter as much for me to equip the quick swap. So they're kind of like presets. Okay, I just go straight. I was wondering if I was going to go the other paths or not. Probably better if I just don't go down all those winding paths. We just did it for a gem collection anyways. Oh, I barely counted. I don't know if it's better to go one way or another. I'm gonna try this path. As soon as I get hit, that probably told me no. This path sucks. Because they all lead to the same direction anyways. Doesn't really matter which way I went. I don't know if that was actually faster. Probably was slower. Now thinking about taking the top route. Oh, that's instant kill. Oops. That's gonna cut in my time a little bit. Steals the glory at the last second.
Got it.
Alright, now time for zone 3. You know what? I feel bad. Stole the glory. Now we can play as Amy. A lot of winding paths on those rails, so it tells me there's a lot more for me to explore in a repeat playthrough here. Like, honestly, that's one of the best things you can really give to this game's level design. There's a lot of branching paths here. So there's plenty of different areas to go to get the same goal at the end, which is really good for replayability's sake. The games that usually have next to no branching paths are usually some of the worst level design in any of these Sonic games. Like, it's been the dead horse for years, but that's why a lot of people don't care for the level design from Sonic Forces. And that's why it's a dead horse, because it comes up every time you talk about level design. And it's for good reason. Let me get off this train. I need to see where the key is. Oh, it's up there. That's not that bad. Could I have just skipped this? Because it almost feels like I could have just went around. Nope, invisible wall. That makes sense. That would have been way too easy if I could just fly around the whole area with like cream or something. I don't even know what that would be. But, boss. New missions back in Dream Factory. I'm gonna finish this area first before I go back to Dream Factory. Because that's a lot of running back and forth. I was too high. I'm actually surprised I flew over the flight reset power. It's nice the flight meter instantly fills, though, when you're on the ground. If this was anything like Sonic Heroes flying, this flight meter would take a little bit longer to refill, because it doesn't insta-fill when you land. There you go. Simple enough. I also just had instant clicked on my bumpers because I'm just so used to quick step being a thing in every boost game. Like, why can't I just move quickly to the side? You don't really need quick step, and this game actually shows for once. Getting rid of that, oh god. Getting rid of that set ability doesn't change anything in the grand scheme of the control scheme here. Like, the game still controls perfectly fine without quick step for a boost game. They got rid of drifting a long time ago, and we see how well the levels are played out now without drifts. The only time I can think of a level didn't play right without the drift mechanic and boost was levels that were designed for it. And then the drift mechanic just didn't appear, which is really the only, like, one of the levels from Sonic Frontiers was the only case that happened. Because it was one of the Green Hill Zone layouts from, I think it was Green Hill Modern from Sonic Generations, one of the cyberspace levels, which is based off of that alone. Without drift, that sharp turn in the very beginning, you just run into the wall immediately. There's no way around it unless you just walk. It's really horribly designed without the boost. But I believe they fixed that now with some patches. I think there's like a version level with a bunch of boost pads. Basically saying, hey, don't worry about it. We'll fix it for you. It's like a lot of this level, though, specifically Act 3, was just reach goal under time limit. Like, I felt like I've done the speedrun mission a lot here in Act 3. Also, every time. It keeps looking at me every time I'm out of boost. Really? Look like it was that pitiful. There we go, made it. I really do wish there were more boost to refill powers in this area, though, because I was running out of boost way too often. Alright, let's do this. Whatever the boss here is, let's fight it. Okay, well, that was kind of an introduction. Arrgh! That's how I feel about you taking REM. Honestly, I keep on going for the character on the right, Because you never see these characters playable outside of very early entries in their lifespan. So we're playing as Rouge next. When's the last time you fought any boss on a Sonic game with Rouge? It's been a very long time, so I wouldn't be surprised most people say Sonic Adventure 2. You know, her debut game.
You've managed to tick me off. That's the last mistake you'll ever make.
Guardian Hunter? Jeez, this thing looks like it's... Honestly, it's similar to the final boss from Sonic Colors. Oh, I just saw that. Well, that's unfortunate. Give me another egg pawn. There it is. Alright, not much of a threatening attack when I have a jump button, buddy. Half of your spike balls you can just jump over. It's nothing. Oh no, the egg pawn screwed me though. So, he knew I was making fun of him. He found the curveball. Oh, when you hit him with an egg pawn, all the spike balls go away, so they're even less threatening after a fact. Well, that's really nothing. I will say, this cutscene kind of gets old, because it's the same thing every single time you transition. It feels like I need a little extra every single time, like an extra animation or two. God, that was loud! He's getting his health back? Alright, well I guess it's a whole new fight then. Sure. Oh, depth perception here kind of sucks. Did I hit him back? Are we coming back? Very, very slowly? I don't know, man. I think it's just chilling out there in space. Okay, sure. The homing attack up here to this up here to re up here again. God, this homing attack reticle is so finicky. Dude, why? Why? I can't homing attack it with the homing attack reticle as a mind of its own. There, finally. Jeez, man. Seriously, you get close sometimes to the homing attack reticle and it just doesn't stay locked on. I don't know why. Like this phase, honestly, I'm not a fan of this phase of this Guardian Hunter fight. It's just the depth perception mainly is a problem. That's really screwing up the homing attack reticle for that same reason. Final hit's cool though. I like that. The first 3 hits, not so much, but that final one, sure. Yeah, the final boss from Sonic Colors didn't really look as menacing, but it does kind of feel like it was phoned in last minute. It definitely felt like it could have been more mythical, but then suddenly, Eggman Robot. That was the problem of that era of Sonic games writing, specifically, even some of its theming. It definitely felt like there was a lot more missed opportunity in that era. This trophy's wrong. Why is Knuckles here? It was Rouge that fought the Guardian Hunter, not my trophy. Ego City. Jeez, you're right on the mark on that one, huh? Alright, let's go back now to make our way through these other levels. These won't take long, probably like 10 minutes. Because these levels are usually like, what? A minute, minute and a half tops? The longest are the first level in every act, but that makes sense, because you're Okay, I got the rings after I died. That's fun. The first level in every act is just the full act. So it makes sense why it's always the longest. You know, speaking of like some of the things from the Colors era of the Sonic games, I will say I'm glad that we've moved on from that era at this point. I think the fans have coined that the quote-unquote meta era, and that just mainly comes to its writing. You have a lot of meta humor, hence the naming scheme. The problem in that era just felt like a lot of the times games ended way too soon when it got good. Like, you get the plot going, you get these cool little elements introduced, and suddenly it's the end of the game. So there was a lot of stuff left on the table. Like every game, it felt like from the writers from the Sonic Colors team felt like they got to a big plot point and then got told ship the script tomorrow. So they had to wrap it up super fast. Because there's a lot of stuff they don't explain in most of those games, sadly. I think their best script was Sonic Colors. Because Generations kind of felt like it was good in the beginning, and then stopped, then it ended. Lost World is like Saturday morning cartoon humor, which works, but I think it was done better in Colors. And then Sonic Forces is Sonic Forces. You know how I feel about that game if you watch me played it multiple times over the years. It just exists. The plot there is just very much rushed. And it's a product of a lot of COD content, so it has next to no real plot significance, sadly. And it still tries the meta humor, which kind of fails in a serious game. So I'm kind of glad we have a more conventional story writing style. It just works better for these games. Like, kind of like how it was back in the older days, like the mid to early 2000s. We're kind of back to that style, it feels like, in some ways. With like the Ian Flynn writing. It just works, I feel, much better. Even this game has a much better story system. Mind you, it's not the same kind of writing team we have in modern games, but it kind of feels like it. Just in terms of its continuity and not trying too hard to be funny. We don't need the meta humor anymore. Kind of moved on. This level's really showing a lot of pop in. Holy crap. I don't know if I'm the only one that feels that way about the meta stuff at this point, like Sonic Colors through Sonic Forces. It's just looking back story-wise. I think they're fantastic games to play, but like story-wise, they're very lacking outside of Sonic Colors. I feel like that was the one exception to this rule because it was pretty good for what it was. It's also the team's first time writing a Sonic story, so it actually worked out. Oh, no, I was afraid of that. I was trying to move out of the way specifically to avoid taking damage. Dude, really? Oh, that makes sense because there's no ground. You need ground for a checkpoint. Those levels are one-stop shop. Dude. Good thing the homing attack defies the laws of camera physics on this one. You're 20 feet away? Ah, it still works. Just get that thing in range and that homing attack reticle will let you go. Alright, cool. I thought I was gonna miss again because I was gonna get hit. I think the reason why, Matt, a lot of people are starting to dog on Sonic Colors is because of the standard game cycle. Great back then, bad today standards, maybe great again in a couple years. Like, opinions keep on changing over the years. Whether it be real opinions or just people dogging on to the game because of mass appeal of that kind of idea. Who knows? But I feel like the reason why I've been hearing a lot more people dog on Sonic Colors specifically is just the game is very, very short, and a lot of the levels do split all the main focus around, so people are just looking back like, actually that idea didn't work all that well. And if you're critical about it, I can understand, but at the same time, yeah, if you're one of those people who liked it back then, don't like it now because reasons, like that's your argument, that's not enough. I can understand if opinions change. I don't think the story in a lot of these games have aged well, but the gameplay usually has. And Colors was no exception to that rule. It also doesn't help that Sonic Colors had a horrendous port. So people are playing Sonic Colors Ultimate to change their opinions on how they feel in Sonic Colors. And of course you're gonna hate the game after you play that version, because it's a terrible version of the game. So unfortunately, we don't really have the best way of going back to Sonic Colors without just breaking out a Wii, and not everyone has the older hardware to break out anymore. So if your only way of playing Sonic Colors is Ultimate, that's really gonna just shade your opinion on the game. To be fair, what you're saying there, I've heard some people do with Sonic Generations now that the remaster version's out. I've heard some people say it wasn't as good as what people said back in the day just because it's a shorter game. So I've heard opinions change on these games all the time. Let me up. Let me up. Let me up. I'm here. I just want to go. That's not gonna work. How do I get over there again? There must be a different exit or entry point. Here we go. I knew there was a different way into the section, I just couldn't see the opening. Why aren't these rings possible to use the light speed dash on? That's kind of weird. I'll use a light character now for that reason. Okay, nice. Gonna get my jump out. There you go. Much better now. Yeah, but to finish more about that talking point you have, Matt, I've given my opinion about the Sonic opinion changing. Sonic doesn't need to be serious all the time, but he also can't be super jokey all the time either. A good mix of both leads to some good storytelling, in my opinion. What they done with, like... Honestly, I would say Sonic Heroes showed, like, a really good mix between the lighthearted humor and the more serious tone back in the day. And Sonic Frontiers shows that kind of system, but more evolved. Sonic's serious, but he's still super lighthearted and joking around all the time. I think it just works. How do I get this? Oh, this is a platform. Okay, I thought that was just the death lava behind me. Or death lava. Yeah, the goop below me is death lava. I guess I'm not wrong. Whatever this goop would be called here, it's a dream world. It could be anything. Okay, didn't want to go backwards. That's okay, I guess. I go to get a nice boost jump. Well, no matter what game you play with the boost formula, they all have this massive momentum mechanic tied to the boosting, so you get a lot of airtime after you just do a boost into a jump. It's like a thing in almost every boost game. Oh, there it is. Did I drink? now it's just this mission. And that'd be it for this level, so then we can move on to the Ego Zone. Does this want to raise up? I can't make this jump. Okay, now it raises up as soon as I leave the spring. Sure. Okay, this could be a problem. I'm just gonna reset now. Yeah. That's gonna be the same checkpoint regardless. That's a little faster. Oh, this is gonna be a long climb. Oh, great. It's gonna be one of these kind of sections. Just pay attention and move. And that's it. Glorified auto-scroller. Are we there yet? This kind of level design's boring. I want things to do. There's really nothing to do. Just saying. Man, I barely made that. Holy crap, that was risky. Okay, good. We're at the end. Man, the second half of this level kind of just plummeted on enjoyability because it was just auto-scrolling. Alright, now it's time for Ego City then.
You're super smart, Tails. Can you fix her?
That attack drained her, and I don't think Dream Orbs can fix this. We need to get her to the Dream Core.
REM's strong. We need to be strong too so we can help her, okay?
You already got a sneak peek of this area from one of those missions we played in the Shadow mode. So, back to the Ratchet and Clank looking city. Seriously, this looks like it's just straight out of like the newer Ratchet and Clank games.
Eggman Empire, our world, your future.
Nope, not gonna make it. Oh good, that counts as something to stand on. I have an idea. Okay, maybe it doesn't count. I thought it could stand on it. No, you can't. I swear, the more I hear that red ring sound, the more I think I am just playing Sonic Dash. That's the same sound they've been using since Dash. Ooh, a switch. Oh, I see. Platforms. Thought for a second this was the thing I needed my power characters for. Thankfully, no, I can just run this.
Prestigious award goes to...
Dude, I really would love that attract power. I hate how it's in tier 2. We're not getting tier 2 tonight, that's for sure. Not how the shadow challenges are locked in a daily structure. Speaking of, Shadow's power is here to make this section a little bit easier too. This guy's control. No, I tried, man. That was a good light speed area, and I just couldn't activate it. Dude, I think Eggman just played Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart before he fell asleep. Because this area is just the beginning city in that title. Man, the Eggman PA system has the same problem here as it does in Sonic Colors. You can't hear what he's saying unless you stop dead in your tracks. Sounds like it'd be a situation where you want to listen to the stuff outside of the game. Hey, it's at least nice they do that for flavor text. Oh, more nightmare stuff, really? I just finished over in that section.
Junk is getting overwhelming.
This is the dreamscape the Doctor wishes to manifest in the waking world.
That's it! He'll establish Eggman Land and the Eggman Empire in one fell swoop. It'll be instantaneous. No one will be able to stop him.
But he can't make that happen without REM's authority over the Reverie, right?
Right. REM is the key to everything. Without her, he's stuck. But he's clearly got a plan.
Whatever it is, we won't let him win.
I'm going back. Just want to get these done now. I would love for this game to release on literally anything other than Apple Arcade. I just have a very strong feeling it won't because of the Apple backing. The fact they funded the game, it really kind of puts the claws into this being an Apple Arcade exclusive for much longer. I mean, I can't say that's a forever situation because Shantae and the Seven Sirens started out as a Apple Arcade exclusive, but then became a multi-platform release. Now, mind you, how they did their exclusive, I talked about this in the past. Seven Sirens was released in 2 different episodes. Episode 1 was up to the first dungeon of the game. Episode 2, the rest of the game. There was no point to a 2-episode structure. The only reason I think why Way Forward did it in the way they did for releasing was because of release date mandates from Apple. They probably wanted something to come out right at a specific time, but they didn't have the game done. So they just broke the game up into 2 different chunks to say, you know what, this is good enough. This will get us by that whole Apple restriction on the deadline. We'll just make the game into 2 parts. Just don't tell them part 2 is 80% of the video game. They don't need to know that fact. This is at least one of those situations that release the whole thing at once on Apple Arcade. So, you know, can't really fault them with the release structure here like Way Forward did. How do I get to this one? Because I see I can like pop out of here, but then I have to go into the other, okay. I have to go into the other path. Maybe we could just do this. Okay. Okay. I'll have to just chill in the spring for a minute. Gotta wait for the other spring to come back my way, and then I can make this jump. It's a little precise, but this will work. There you go. And now I gotta get back to the flip side. And there you go. Got it. Oh, jeez, the camera got screwed there. Classic anti-grav section. If I'm not mistaken, thinking of easier ways for people to get into the Apple ecosystem just to play this game, besides buying a used Apple product of some kind, like a used iPhone or iPad, I think the cheapest method to get into Apple Arcade stuff, from what I understand, is still like an Apple TV. Because they can get like a decent quality Apple TV that can play a lot of these titles on the big screen for like, what, less than $100? Wait, that's saying a lot for Apple products. Normally you gotta pay like $500 or more for an Apple product, because Apple ain't cheap. Like even the what people call budget-friendly Macs that are available now, the M4 Minis. Those are still starting around like 600 bucks. And mind you, it's a super powerful computer. It's probably worth it to most people, but it's still expensive. I wouldn't recommend buying one of those just for gaming. That's a terrible idea. Because it can't play 90% of video games. I was gonna miss that for a second. Also, if I'm talking about the newer Mac Minis, can I just complain about the one thing everyone else has for very obvious reasons? Who's the genius at Apple that put the power button on the bottom? Your computers always sit flat like this on a table. Like this, with a table underneath it. How do you hit the power button? The easy answer is you don't. You have to pick up the whole device, hit the power button to turn your computer on, then you put it back down your table. It's like one of the worst design things I've seen in tech in a very long time. It's so dumb. And the reason for is because I couldn't figure out where else to put the power button, so why not? We put it on the bottom. It'll be fine. It's a very Apple move. I'll say that much. To be fair, their argument's saying, most people just don't turn off their Macs, so it doesn't really matter. I mean, I would. I don't like having things on 24/7. I kind of like saving my electric bill. Thank you very much. It's a dumb reason. But this is a company that doesn't really think about that kind of stuff. They just kind of do what they do. Remember, this is the same company that cut the headphone jack because reasons. They didn't even give people a good reason. The infamous courage line is still a thing people quote to this day because that was the reason for cutting the headphone jack on phones. We have the courage to do so. That doesn't tell me why. And now it's just the norm. What flagship phone are you buying that has a headphone jack? It's rare. Sucks. Like, even this iPad I had doesn't have a headphone jack. I need an adapter to use wired headphones. Which is kind of annoying if you want to use headphones and charge. You're just not doing it. This level design reminds me of like a ROM hack. It just feels like we just plaster things here and there and said, it's good enough. Like a typical Mario Maker level. That's another comparison. What? Okay, couldn't see where the platform was. Great. At least I'm right here, so it's not like that checkpoint was too far backwards. Okay, that was a much better launch. Those geysers are kind of weird. If you're not in the middle of the water, you don't really get the full height. So I clipped the side of a geyser earlier, and that's why I went barely up. I love how the first checkpoint was literally 2 steps in front of the starting level. Why? What's the point of putting the checkpoint there? Nice. It's so weird to have Amy as a playable character again, because she's just essentially a pink Sonic in this, just like how she was in Sonic Advance. Hey, it works. Best thing you can do for different playstyles is make very specific ones, and then make those specific characters in this franchise tied to those styles. So the hedgehogs being speed characters, that makes sense. The characters that have body parts that make them fly, yeah, that makes sense for them to be flight characters. That kind of design is perfectly fine, in my opinion. Because we gotta give these characters more of a use in these games, besides just being there for story reasons alone. And if this is how we do it, this is a good way of doing it. How do I get up there? Must be another platform to launch me straight up. Or do I just... No, those rings take me down, not up. There we go. Spring. Oh, come on! Well, at least I'm a flight character so I can recorrect that. Didn't mean to boost straight off of the edge. Well, I guess that's it now for this section. So now, back to Ego City. Where's my icon going away? Seriously, those icons for your gamer profile stuff really do just take you out of it. I don't know why that has to be here, man. Go away. I can't get that stupid icon going away. Come on, go, leave. No, okay. Okay. Didn't think I could just fall off the pipe. Wasn't even wanting to land on top of it. That was just kind of a bad jump. A lot of things, if you can't stand on them, they're just made of butter in this game. So they just slide off and die. Can this stupid game center go away? Go away. Doesn't want to leave me alone. Did you know you're playing a video game? No, I couldn't tell. Thanks. Thanks, iPad. Oh, God. It didn't like that. It did not like that. Wow, it didn't like my complaint. Okay, that's actually the first lag spike I experienced this entire time. Guess what? It's because of the overlay, because look what just disappeared. That's why that overlay should be off by default. Why does it just randomly turn on? I don't do that. That's something with iOS. It's so dumb, man. And again, that's the same kind of complaint I give Android, because there's a similar thing on Android as well. Very similar UI. Those kind of overlays are always terrible for game performances. I just wish by default manufacturers don't turn those on. There we go. That was the same message I heard from earlier on the PA system. I don't think he has nearly as many dialogue options for this PA as he does in Colors, which I guess would make sense with this being a smaller styled game. Like, we're almost near the end of it already. We only just been playing for like 3 hours. This is a very confined level area. This makes the gem collection very easy. And we're already done. Very tiny level. That was the smallest crystal section yet. I mean, it makes it easier for me. Can't complain. You know, I've been playing as Amy too much. We gotta go back to Sonic. Kinda forgot this is Sonic Dream Team, not Amy Dream Team for a minute there. Screw all this section, I can just go.
Speed limit is a strict 5 miles per hour. Absolutely no going fast.
Okay, I like that one. That PA message was pretty good. I know why Eggman doesn't want people going fast here. It's because of a certain Blue Hedgehog. Although if every car in this section was going to drive 5 miles an hour, it's going to be terrible traffic.
Oh yeah.
Hey, I didn't even need to swap to any of the other characters. Speed was just the best option. Maybe a flight could have helped, but yeah, didn't really feel like it would have changed much.
You know it.
Are these rails? Oh yeah.
Right.
Okay, that was also a good one. Rolling to a ball? Yeah, gee, I wonder who that's about. Although it's funny how Eggman says rolling is prohibited. Yeah, that's how it's kind of been for like, what, how many Sonic games now over the years? The boost formula kind of replaced Spin Dash, so we haven't really seen Sonic in a ball outside of just animation changes. Honestly, nice to see the Spin Dash come back in Frontiers. I just kind of hope we see it more often now because of just Sega loosening up on just boost being the only fashion of Sonic gameplay we get. Like, I love the boost formula, but it's also been overdone. It's good to experiment from time to time. Not too much, though. Don't do another Lost World. Make the entire game an experiment again. Fans can only take so much confusion. Oh, that's... Okay, I thought that was a red ring. Like, could I just get that? Neat. Oh, jeez, the camera was terrible in that section. I don't like jumping off of a half pipe. Camera looked bad. It's like you're not supposed to do that or something, but don't stop me. Oh, this is a music note. I kind of want to go that path instead, but red ring. I'm going back. I want music. It's literally right there. Really? I didn't get my flight back. That was odd. Wait, did this feedback just say it's gonna go through a shredder? That's a typical Eggman thing. That's what I heard. That just looks like a racing level, I'm not gonna lie. Like that could have just been from a Sonic racing game. How? How did I thread the needle that perfectly? Come on, man. Yeah, I'm doing my air boost before I get close to the platforms this time. I want a better lineup. Okay. I don't know what that interaction was. I got the height for a second there from the fans, and then it just stopped. Sure. So much for that level design trying to save me. Killed me instead. That was the end, so it didn't really matter much. Got a time waster. And now we're back to collecting shards. I'll say the gameplay loop is varied enough in this, because you do a lot of the same missions, but not back to back. If every Act 1 was just play the level, Act 2 was get all the crystals, Act 3 was doing a speed run. Well, I can't even say it that way, because each level is an act, and it's broken up into challenges. It's so confusing, because no game keeps it consistent, it feels like. They keep on changing up how the zones and acts are described. Level 1 is just, you play through the level and explore it. Level 2... you would get crystals. Level 3, you would do a speed run. Level 4, you would get the checkpoint system. Like, if that's how it's structured every time, then yes, this would be a little redundant, and you would feel the level structuring being too similar if they did it the same every single act. Thankfully, it's varied up enough you don't notice the different missions being essentially a lot of the same ones you've already played. It's varied up enough so the gameplay loop feels unique. It's hard to believe this is essentially the standard we have of mobile games today. Like, back in my day, all the mobile games we had were Temple Run. So it's just an endless runner. That's it. Or like Candy Crush. That's it. That's all you had. No, of all honesty, when phones were just becoming a thing in like my high school, by the time I was getting ready to graduate, no way you would have seen someone play this in like homeroom class or something. Because a game like this just didn't exist on mobile. You had so simplistic of games, and you had some console ports, but the console ports of games were very watered down versions. They definitely did not feel the same. In some ways, they didn't even play the same. They were butchered console ports. Okay, you can tell you're not supposed to die before getting to the victory screen, because now my HUD's all kinds of messed up. Nightmare Eggman. Okay, I think I'm getting spoiled to a final boss, let's say. It's just a hand, too. Oh crap. Yep, I was gonna say, and restart from checkpoint. At least I can do that mid, like, fall animation, so I don't have to wait the entire time. Start back over. Oh crap. Oh, really? I gotta wait for the platform? That's kind of unfortunate. The platforms don't respawn when you hit restart from checkpoint. I gotta wait. Oh, look who's back. Stupid Game Center. Turn that crap off permanently, please, game. And what is happening with this camera? Does that turn it off? Actually, how much more charge do I have? Oh, I gotta wrap this up fast. I'm at 15%. Yikes, man. Go. Faster. This tablet won't last much longer. I can't really do anything to preserve the battery for longer. That's why I say tonight's gonna be the only night I play this, because it's also a fact that I literally only have as much power as this tablet's gonna give me. So let's speedrun this now. I might have to stop going through all these extra missions because of that factor. I can't continue going. My battery says, look, man, I'm tired. Let me go to sleep. I realistically only have 30 more minutes on this thing, so let's go. I really wish my adapter would let me charge and have an HDMI output at the same time. I don't know what the heck that's about. And I got like 1% at most in my 5-minute break, so it really wasn't much. Okay. And at least we got out of there, so. One level down. We gotta get through the screen fast. I don't even want to look at my rank. I want to see another thing on here. I'm just gonna turn the brightness down, because that doesn't need to be on full tilt. Not when I'm not using this screen. That should give us enough time to finish the game. I've been constantly looking back and forth between my actual screen and tablet just because of some frame rate quirks. I don't need to anymore, though. Also, for those wondering, I can't turn the screen off, because if I do, Guess what we don't see anymore? The entire game. It's pretty dumb, but that's how it works. No, I can't jump off this. It's automated. Here, on the other hand. No, man, I'm skipping. Okay, come on. Okay, come on. Come on. That is so mean. I'm going to a flight character. What? What are these leaderboard pop? Hang on. Did it just say I'm the #1 on the leaderboard when I have no friends? That's not how leaderboards work! Is that what you meant? I was top 10% at one of the levels? That makes more sense. Yeah, congratulations, you're the best player on your friend list. By the way, where are your friends? What kind of achievement is that crap? Come on. This level's long. Am I getting near the end? Swap to a speed character, keep a little more boost. I don't even know that's a thing, or I'm feeling like a placebo effect here. But it feels like the speed characters just get more boost. Actually, that's another speed thing. I'm gonna stay. Oh, of course, that's where the red ring is. There it is. Final boss. Should I even just... I don't know if I should continue this because my power. I'll run through some of the levels and we'll see. But if I unlock extras, I may not go back. I'm just saying. Now I'm just on speedrun mode because I'm trying to beat my battery life. If I got the 5%, that's it. It's Eggman time, and that is not negotiable. Dude. Cameraman, don't do that. There we go. Good. It's kind of a long checkpoint level. I also find it's interesting every time to see hold to skip when I'm holding the button on the controller. It doesn't say what the button is. Let me get this first. Let me go for the power side. One down here. I don't need the flight for this. I can just glide. And the last one is up here. It's easy enough to get to. Just take this pipe. And bada bing, bada boom, crystal me. And got it. Now another race. It does feel like, unfortunately, Act 3 got a lot of just racing specific missions, so you kind of feel the gameplay loops. Mission structure not really exists as much here. Kind of done a lot of these sections very much the same way already. Just run fast. Alright, sure. That's how you can really tell you're locked on rails. I can't do anything but just move back and forth, so trying to do that, yeah, you can see the shortcomings. Okay, that's not the rail I wanted. Guess now we get to take a different path. Trying to go for this path to begin with. But the on-rails system here is really handholdy. Like, you cannot get off as soon as you're on a rail. You're stuck in that pathing. Really? Yeah, I noticed! I noticed! Fine, low power mode. It's like I've noticed I'm low on power. That's why we're trying to run fast.
Yes.
Oh, that's all we have left technically is just the boss. So at least I think we cut it close on that. Let me see something for my tablet's sake. What are we at right now? 10%. We're in low power mode, which I don't even know what that did in the grand scheme of things. It didn't change anything. So we should have enough power to finish this game up, so let's do it.
You sure you're up for this?
I have to be.
REM?
That must be the Dream Core.
encased by one of Eggman's nightmare constructs. REM cut him off from the reverie, so he cut her off from her own power.
But it's out in the open. Oh, this must be a trap. Everyone, look out!
Hold Arium. I'll go first to check it out.
Is this just gonna be like an actual level? If Knuckles is going first and I have a choice for a character for a fight, this might be, yeah, that's a level.
Oh, the poor widow Dreamweaver. It looks like the Guardian Hunter fulfilled its purpose after all. She tried to trap me in my own creation, but I control my dreams. And now you fools have delivered her to me. I've practically won.
I won't let you hurt her anymore!
This is my dream, and you lot are no longer welcome in it.
There's Big Hand from Trophy. I knew it would spoil something.
Take Arium. I'll try to free the Dream Core.
Got it.
Everyone, distract Eggman and find him for
So this has to just be, I guess, a Sonic exclusive level. If we're separated from everyone else, it's just a Sonic show. Oh, there you go, finally. Someone's out to play.
Rouge, think fast.
I feel like I'm gonna hit those slowdowns more often with my talent. I have to go low power mode just to survive. Alright, made it out of that section.
Knuckles, here! Do not drop her!
Oh, he's on the arm. I was like, where are we? Couldn't tell what he was on for a minute. Hope you don't mind, Eggman. I'm just gonna climb up your arms. Be fine. I mean, it's a dream. You can't really feel anything here. Unless, is this a lucid dream for Eggman? Like, he feels all this because he's not fully asleep? I thought like lucid dreaming is when you're fully asleep. It's just your body still kind of like remembers and feels a lot of those experiences. Looked like Cream was just standing on nothing for a second, like she was floating.
Your turn, kid. Make Arium proud.
I don't think it's really a point to go for the rings. Gives you something to do in the level. Is this it for her?
Green, pass
New
Ariam
character?
to me.
Yeah, there you go. That did not look like it was gonna hit me. That perception, man. Like, look, the fists are just going through the arm. That's why I can't tell whether they're gonna hit me. Okay. These fists, man.
Hold tight, Tails. I'm sorry I can't be more gentle.
I was waiting for it. Like, when she says, I can't be more gentle, she's pulling out the hammer. The only character who didn't play in that whole sequence was Tails, but that makes sense for story reasons. He was kind of busy getting his contraption fixed up.
Woohoo!
No! I won't let you crush my dreams!
You okay, buddy?
Yeah, but we've got to get REM up there.
There is no waking from this nightmare. Rest in peace, you worms.
Tails, give me a boost. I'll make sure he's got his hands full.
I'm gonna assume this is the actual boss fight part now, so we can finally do damage to Eggman for ready. Jeez, you got enough rings? I swear, he just popped up like a pop-up book piece. I know it's a dream world, man, but come on.
The nightmare's over, Eggman.
Oh, that was it. Thanks, Achievements, for spoiling it. And it's literally a one-hit boss, too, because it's
Thank you,
essentially just a
everyone.
level.
Now I shall fulfill my duty.
No. I've come too far to fail now. My Eggman Empire will rule supreme.
In your dreams.
Nice work, Ari. What happens now?
Now, you all get to wake up.
Oh, good. I was starting to feel a little stiff. She kind of put me asleep at a weird angle.
Now that's what I call a power nap.
All right.
Thank you for rescuing us, everyone.
Anytime. So, what next? Breakfast?
What about the dream machine and the reverie?
Well, technically, the Reverie went into its dormancy protocol. It can't make dreams come true for another millennium.
Oh, but Miss Ariam, I didn't get to say goodbye. No, but she knows we miss her, and we're happy she's safe. You're all missing a key word. What did you mean by technically, Tails?
Well, I may have been able to modify the protocol a teeny tiny bit. We should be able to speak to REM again, even explore the reverie. It just can't make dreams real.
Really? That's amazing, Tails!
I'm gonna take it back to the workshop and run some tests to make sure it worked.
Fine. Take the relic. It's worthless to me now. But mark my words, the Eggman Empire will rise again. I will realize my dreams of world domination.
Cheese? Get him!
No, wait.
Hi!
No!
Yeah, go back to sleep. Cranky old man. Still needs a nap.
Glad to have you back.
And that's it. About a 4-hour adventure game. I wasn't sure if we were going to beat it tonight, and it was mainly because of my battery life on this tablet. We barely squeaked that out. Yeah, this is a fun game. My biggest complaint with it is that it's locked behind a subscription service, because that really limits this game's audience. It sucks. The fact you gotta pay, what is it, like $7 a month just to access Apple Arcade makes this a thing you subscribe for like 1 month for. Get your time with it, and then you move on, because this is not worth constantly resubscribing for. It'd be good as like a $20, $30 game just to buy standalone. Like, people wouldn't complain to do that. But as a subscription, I don't know, man. It's worth it if you have the subscription to play it, that's for sure. Oh, I didn't know T-Lopes and Johnny Atma both were in this. I thought it was just T-Lopes. That's cool. Those are big names I recognize in the music world. Yeah, this game is a lot of fun. Recommend it if you have access to Apple Arcade in some fashion, whether it be from a iPad, iPhone, Apple TV, Mac. It's worth playing. Again, the biggest problem this game has is the subscription service thing.
That should do it. Cream, I think you should go first.
Okay, thank you!
Here goes.
My. Tails really is clever. Hello, Cream.
Oh, here we go, more level. I knew it. I knew there was gonna be a catch. There's a reason why, story-wise, Tails was able to get this thing to work. There's more game. That's a whole other mode, but I got 7%, man. I can't really do much more. I'm gonna just try it. Okay, yeah, there's like 5 different worlds here. We're not doing all this. That's not happening. Because tonight's thing, I just want to play the main game of it to experience. This was basically my first impression over the entire product. And I think this was definitely a fun time. Worth it if you have an Apple device to play. But I'm not going to want to play the entire game on stream. I'm going to play the rest of this on my own time after I'm done with stream. We'll sample like 1 or 2 of these levels depending on my battery life here, but we're not going to be going much longer because battery life. I can only play so long at 7%. But this is post-game content, so this is what you get after you beat the main adventure, which is also cool to see you get post-game content from a mobile game, essentially. Like, geez, man, mobile games have come a long way. Again, my joke of back in my day kind of situation, I wasn't even kidding. The games that we had, like, not even 10 years ago at this point. Way more simplistic compared to what this kind of game is in scope. It's just like a massive difference. Now, I know a lot of... Oh, that's what that meant. Okay, that's cool. Can't do that with pulleys normally in a Sonic game, so it's momentum to them. Mobile games now have been getting more and more of a budget because it seems like a lot of manufacturers of mobile devices want to take mobile gaming more seriously just because of how big the market is. Like, it's the biggest market of people gaming when you really think about it in a lot of territories. Like, handheld gaming in general is huge in Japan, for example. That's why you see the Switch being like one of the most successful consoles out there, because it's a portable system. Handhelds always did well as well, like 3DS or PSP, stuff like that. They always sell usually well in that territory because of how popular handheld gaming is as a whole. And don't even get me started on how many people play mobile games on like Android and iOS. It's massive because everyone has a phone. So everyone's just playing games on their phone. No matter what kind of game we're talking about. I don't find it worth specifically having a mobile game subscription service. I don't understand the point of that. Apple's not the only one that has it. Google has their own, and it's even more worthless with Google's. Because there's next to nothing you can get on the App Store that's worth it for a subscription model. You're better off just buying games outright on the Play Store. Because the stuff they include in their subscription model is not even close to the quality of stuff you get in Apple Arcade. That's at least the one thing I will give Apple's subscription service. It actually is worth it a month for the titles you get. So the value at least is there. Just, again, there are a lot of mobile games, so you really have to ask yourself, are you a mobile gamer to subscribe to this monthly? These levels are very complex, though, I can see. Like, this is just Act 1, and this alone had a lot going for it. But they only have red rings for collectibles, so not as much to worry about here. Gold ring. Gotta have one of those. Okay, I know how much. I'll just go through this area, and that's where we're gonna call it. If I can even get through it all. We'll see. Act 1 is it. I will say, like, this was probably the best game that came out in 2023 for Sonic. Because I'm trying, what else came out in that year for this Hedgehog? Can't really think of much else. Oh, did my tablet just turn off? Kind of. I didn't do that. It fell asleep on its own. I thought it actually turned off, saying, that's it, you're done. Go. I'm going to sleep. Kind of did, to be fair. I don't know why I did that. I just finished a level. I'm trying to think. I'm only thinking of Sonic Superstars in this game. Sonic Dream Team for 2023. That was it. We had the rest of the Frontiers DLC, but in terms of full-on release, I think it was just these two titles. This was way better than Superstars, I'll say that. Someone would play through all of Superstars. I never want to play through all of Superstars again, unless I have to for something. The only reason why I'm going back to that game for the future would just be content stuff. That is it. That's not a game I want to play on my personal time. Not great. But this game, I would play any day of the week on my own time.
Oh yeah.
I noticed! I noticed. This will probably be my last full level because of the battery, which I expect. I'm pushing this thing to its absolute limit, and it's not liking that. Where's the last one? 300? Where the heck is that? Oh, it's over here. There's another section. Jeez, that was complicated. All for one crystal, too. Ah, more level. Yeah, my battery says, please stop. So, no thanks. Like I said, I'm gonna just try to finish Act 1 and that's it. That's all my battery can handle. In fact, Can even handle that. It's still at 5%. We'll squeeze it out. We'll squeeze out the rest of this. It's got to go on the charger after this regardless, so I'm fine with wearing down more of its battery. I'm still breaking in this iPad technically, so this is a good break-in. Because I haven't really gotten a chance to fully discharge this yet from 100% to 0%. After this, it's staying at 80. Pro tip for your mobile devices, don't fully charge them. Charge them up to 80%, and then let them discharge up to 20%. Keeping your devices in the 20 to 80% range on battery, it's healthier for the battery. It'll last longer. Like I have my phone capped at only charging up to 80%, and then it stops. That way, that battery lasts way longer, because you can't replace mobile phone batteries all that easily anymore. Not all devices have an option for that though, so you may just have to keep an eye on it. I wish my tablet had that. It doesn't have the option to cap the battery. Ironically enough, it's only on the newer version of iPad models that just came out like a couple months ago, I think. The worst time for me to have to scratch my nose. Thankfully that counted. There we go. Do we have just enough to do one more level and clear up this act? Yeah, at 4%, I think it's enough. Literally, the last 30 minutes of the stream is literally just the guy like, profusely sweating meme. That's literally me. And that's been me for half an hour. Just look at that battery life. How much longer can this thing survive? This looks like a big level. There's a lot of stuff in the distance. Hey, stop that! It's very anticlimactic. I don't even know why you're doing that, man. It must have a sleep timer set now to like 30 seconds or something stupid. Oh, it doesn't like it. Doesn't like me hanging on for as long as I have. There you go, got it. The controls locked up. I thought I was gonna disconnect my controller for a minute. Just a little more, iPad. You can survive for just a little bit more. We're nearing the end of this act. This really doesn't feel like a great spot for a speed character. This feels like a fight section. Case in point. No, come on. This section's gonna be really tight on jumping. What did I do? The 1 out of 1. Oh, good. I keep on beating that X-person. I don't have anyone on my friends list. Why does it keep on saying that? Unless somehow people are adding me mid-session. If you are, thanks, I guess. But I have that restricted, so I don't understand how that would even happen. I don't know. I think it's just the achievement system just getting wonky. What? This light speed trail is a little precise on timing. I knew that would happen. I knew it. I just couldn't stop it. I legitimately don't understand. I went for that right one because of the timing, and it was still wrong. Now it's fine. No, 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 no. Huh. That created a new problem, though. I have no more rings, so I have to reset. Oh, I probably could have went higher. You know what, that's fine. Okay, don't know how you get those rings. I tried. Man, this is so long. We're still going. This has got to be the ending up here, right? Yeah, that's it. All right, good. I was gonna say, how much longer is this level? That was massive. Like, this legitimately felt like something you could have found from one of the mainline Sonic entries on a console. That was a good level. Well, I have a lot more of this to do, but I'm going to be playing all that on my own time. I think that's going to do it for our time with Sonic Dream Team tonight. It was a fun time. I really enjoyed this game. I just, again, wish this wasn't locked behind subscription model on very specific hardware. Like, not everyone's going to have something in the Apple ecosystem, because Apple's pretty expensive. So, the fact that this is Apple Arcade exclusive is really dumb in my head. I at least just wish there was a way to buy this outright, even if it is Apple exclusive. At least giving customers the option to own the game instead of having to re-up their subscription every month. Yes, look, even the tablet's like, please stop. Just stop. Put the subscription model away. I don't want to play this anymore. I'm going to bed. I get it. This is fun. I definitely recommend if you have an Apple Arcade subscription, download this, try it out. It's worth your time. It even has content for you to come back with now with the Shadow stuff. It has its own daily mission structure, so there's that. But that's going to do it for tonight's stream. Thanks to everyone who came out and watched. Hopefully you enjoyed this one. This was a lot of fun. Probably one of the rare times you're going to see me play any kind of a mobile game specifically, because mobile games usually don't have that much substance to them. This is one of those rare exceptions where I feel like this is a full-fledged console-styled game. And I'm really sad that it's exclusive to mobile hardware for that reason. But who knows? I have some other ideas of some mobile games that we could just sample in the future, but not like full-on playthroughs like this again. I get it. It wants to go to sleep. I can't even like do an outro properly because of that, which is fair. This tablet needs to go on the charger. So, hey, now with this, that gives me some more opportunities for other titles in the future. If there's other games on the service that are worth looking into, I might just play some of them. Maybe come back to another stream of some things for like a one-off. Who knows? But hey, now you know. I got me one of these. As you can barely tell, I have to keep it very low because of the wire. I have an Apple device, so now we have some more options in the streaming catalog. So that's good to know. But that's going to do it for me for tonight. My tablet's literally wanting to go to sleep, so I think I'll join it. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I'll see you back here on Thursday for another stream. Take care and have a good night, guys.